The 2-minute message is the Reader's Digest version of this week's positive and practical message at New Hope Christian Fellowship. You can view the complete weekly message from the comfort of your own home Saturday evenings at 7 p.m. at New Hope Olympia on YouTube. Or you can join us for live in-person worship in the modular building at 2805 Boulevard Road Southeast, Olympia, Washington 98501. What's the greatest gift you can give someone? In this week's message, Pastor Dell talks about the greatest gift we can give someone. Jackie Robinson was the first African American to play baseball in the major leagues. Breaking baseball's color barrier, he faced hostile crowds in every stadium. While playing one day in his home stadium of Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, he committed an error. The fans began to jeer at him. He stood at second base, humiliated, while the crowd booed. Then, without saying a word, shortstop Pee Wee Reese went over and stood next to Jackie. He put his arm around him and faced the crowd. Suddenly the fans grew quiet. Robinson later said that arm around his shoulders saved his career. Pee Wee Reese had a forerunner in the person of Onesiphorus. He stood by the Apostle Paul, who was in prison, facing execution when these words to Timothy were penned. Everyone had deserted Paul, everyone, that is, except Onesiphorus. During those dark days of loneliness, discomfort, and uncertainty, the Lord provided for Paul a measure of refreshment through a man whose name is obscure to most of us. Onesiphorus means profit bringer. And indeed, that is what he was to Paul. Of all the definitions of friendship, none can surpass that given in 2 Timothy 1:16-18. In this brief passage, Paul says several things about his friend. 1. He had a genuine concern. 2. He risked being ridiculed. He stepped outside of his comfort zone and refused to be ashamed of Paul's chains. He didn't care what other people thought. 3. He was persistent in his task. He searched diligently until he found Paul, who was in prison. 4. He was hitting the spot. Have you ever noticed that the timing of a thoughtful gesture often seems to hit the spot and makes a difference in someone's life? Paul states that Onesiphorus often refreshed him. That breeze of fresh air often feels best when you are hot and stuffy. A glass of cold water is best when you're thirsty. For example, the next time someone asks you to remember them in prayer, stop right where you are and lift them to the Lord. And by your act and faith, you will bring that needed refreshment. 5. When Paul states that Onesiphorus refreshed him, he is saying a great deal. J.B. Phillips puts it this way: many times did that man put fresh heart into me. In short, it may be said that Onesiphorus was devoted to keeping Paul's spirits high. 6. Think of a hot, stuffy room. Seeking relief, someone opens a window and allows a cool fresh breeze to flow into the sweltering atmosphere. The fresh air gives a new surge of strength and energy to everyone present. This, my friends, is what refreshment is all about. 7. The scriptures speak most eloquently about spiritual refreshment. Pastor Dell will share more about Onesiphorus and another friend of Paul, Epaphras, who gave him a special gift. Think about it: what is the greatest gift you can give someone? Pastor Dell will elaborate on that in this weekend's message.